All right, you guys. Well, September is Healthy Aging Month, and here to share how you can age gracefully and with care is Dr. Lela from the Functional Medicine MD. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. So, gracefully aging is something always talk about. But what actually is it in your terms?
So, when I think of healthy aging, I wanted to look up what is actual aging, so I asked Dr. Google.
We love Dr. Google. My first doctor I'll call.
So I'm going to tell you what Dr. Google said. Becoming older and accumulating physical changes over time that lead to decline in function and increase in disease. And I was like, okay, so this is a setup for us to believe that as we age, there will be a decline in function, we're going to get sick, and then we're going to die from that.
Right.
And to me, that's not true.
Right.
That's a lie. That's a myth that it is as if it's a given that we're going to get sick.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be that.
Right, absolutely. And with healthy aging, how can we take that approach and think of it differently, especially working with someone like you, to be able to notice those signs and symptoms and say, hey, what can I do to treat this and still have a long, long life? Right.
So we have to take a step back, and we often talk about inflammation causing problems, and there's actually a term called inflammaging. And so I went back to Dr. Google.
Dr. Google, always.
And this is what Dr. Google said about inflammation. It's a low-grade chronic inflammation that occurs with age and in the absence of infection. So again, it's as if it's a given that with age there will be a low-grade chronic inflammation, which is going to cause decline and disease, and then you're going to die from that.
Right. Yeah, that's always our expectation.
Right? We don't think that we're going to just remain healthy for as many years as we are, and then when it's time to leave this planet, we will. So this is where we educate our people, like, okay, so if there is inflammation is causing aging, it's not from infection, where did it come from? And so we have to step back, right? So with the Industrial Revolution, like in the 1900s and up to 1950s, people did not live as long. We lived into the 40s, 50s, because we had a simpler life. We had to go out and kill what we were going to eat and gather what we were going to eat. Then Industrial Revolution happened, and what happened? We started having TV dinners. We started getting processed foods, and we got lazier. We got the washing machine, we got the vacuum cleaner, so we stopped using our bodies as much as we were used to. Like, we didn't have to carry the dead lamb on our back and open it, or carry a load of laundry to the river to wash it, right? So we stopped using our bodies and we started putting crap into it. So we messed up the system. Because under normal circumstances, our body, it cycles, right? We have a set number of cells. When they do their function, they die, and then new cells are born. The body regenerates itself every so many days, and different cells have different lifespan. And once these cells that have done their function, they die, then our immune system comes in and gobbles it up. It cleans up the trash.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
And because if it lives around, if we don't get rid of that trash, it secretes a chemical that causes inflammation. That's why it says aging is a normal process that will cause inflammation, because our system has to be able to clean up that trash. If we don't take the trash out, it will cause inflammation. So we messed with the system by feeding it things and not using our bodies in the way that would keep that system active and able to do its job.
Absolutely. I hear all the time a lot of people, like with gardening, they're like, it's such a great workout, but it's something we've always done. Moved our bodies, been out in the sun. I cannot wait to talk more about this subject and get back into it. We're back with Dr. Lela, and we're talking all about inflammaging.
Yeah.
This is such an interesting subject.
Yeah, so actually there's a test, and there are tests out on Dr. Google.
We love Dr. Google. We love
that check your biological age as opposed to your physical age.
Interesting.
And what they're basically checking is your inflammation level. So you don't have to do those fancy tests. We have simpler tests that we can do. But can we talk about why is this happening?
Absolutely. Let's talk about it. Why our immune systems are all really suppressed.
Because like we started talking about it, like the food and the activity. But, you know, Amber, it's much deeper than that. It's not just the TV dinners are a problem. Everything that people eat that is processed, people are not used to reading labels. There's a lot of stuff that has seed oils. And I don't know if people even know what is seed oils. Seed oils are things like vegetable oil, canola oil, sunflower, safflower oil, which actually cause inflammation, which are a drag on your system. So, you know, I often have patients that say, I eat clean, you know, and I go, okay, do you go to a Mexican restaurant? Yeah, yeah. Do you have the chips and salsa? Yes. Okay, that has seed oils. So I'm not knocking any particular kind of restaurant or food, but, you know, we have to be more honest with what we're doing. So, I mean, I'm not saying don't eat that ever. Obviously, I do. But, you know, then don't say that I'm eating clean. Because if we're not aware of what we're doing, we can't fix it. Okay?
Absolutely.
And then when it comes to activity, we have taken on this 10,000 steps dogma.
Yes, I do that every day. I got to at least get 10,000 on this guy.
I'm going to burst that bubble.
All right, Mythbusters, here we go.
You actually need to do weightlifting.
Okay.
Why?
Makes total sense then.
Right, because when you weight lift, you actually cause micro tears in the muscle that then have to heal, and that makes your muscle stronger, your bone stronger, and you need your scaffolding to be strong. You know how many people I see, we do a test, it's a biometric test, it looks at what is your body fat percentage. And there are people that come in that are lean on the outside, but they have what we call visceral fat.
Interesting.
Visceral fat is fat on your organs, and that causes inflammation. It's what we call dirty fat. So, and we check for it, and perfectly, you know, walking around, you would think, oh, that person is healthy. But if you have visceral fat, you're not healthy.
Right, and that could cause the inflammation. They appear healthy, but they feel awful.
Right.
I totally understand.
So, and that's been the problem with our system, you know. People cut down calories and then they look skinny, but they didn't change the body composition.
Interesting. So how do you go about doing something like that, especially with what you guys do?
So first of all is to incorporate weight training and be more mindful. Processed food, high fructose corn syrup, seed oils, chemical names that you can't read shouldn't be part of the diet. Eat as close to how it was supposed to be, how nature produced it. And then weightlifting and keeping your mind healthy, doing mindfulness exercises, giving your mind things to do, making connections kind of thing.
Like Sudoku puzzles?
Exactly.
I love
right.
those. Those are fantastic.
And we can talk more about it maybe in the next segment because this is also Alzheimer's month.
Right.
So I'm going to tie those two together. But for now, you know, people can start there, but also doing some testing, not just the biological age, but seeing what your inflammation markers are doing would be helpful. And then from there, we can guide better as to what to do. Because I've had people that 38 years old, they come and say their doctor said, you have these symptoms because you're aging. And I was like, if at 38 you're aging, then at 59 I'm half dead. So
and she's still here. You're still here.
I'm not half dead. So it's a myth that we have to be. I mean, the fact that we're talking about and we have a whole month for healthy aging.
Right. Absolutely.
It's important.
It's very important. And where can people get in touch with you guys and utilize your services, get that consultation, and just understand maybe what they're going through? Yeah,
so go to our website. There's a button that says free consult. Just click on that. It will give you my calendar. Happy to speak to anybody who wants to.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us, as always, on Wednesdays. We love having you with us.
Yeah,
and thanks
pleasure
for just
being here.
bringing our health to the forefront. You were awesome.